Alan Osmond, June 22, 1949 through April 20, 2026, was an American singer and musician. He was best known for being a member of the family musical group The Osmonds. Prior to that, Alan, aged 12, and his brothers were performing as the Osmond Brothers Boys Quartet. He served as leader of the group. Alan Ralph Osmond was born on June 22, 1949 in Oakland, Utah, the son of Olive May Davis and George Bear Osmond. He was the oldest of the 7 siblings who could sing, as the 2 oldest brothers, Bear and Tom, are hearing impaired. Starting in 1958, Alan and 3 of his younger brothers, Wayne, Merle, and Jay, their respective age orders, began singing as a barbershop quartet. In 1969, the group headed to Los Angeles to audition for the Lawrence Welk Show, only for host Lawrence Welk to refuse to hear them sing. They met the Lennon sisters on this audition, who directed them to Disneyland, where they found playing work as performers. It was at Disneyland that J. Emerson Williams, Andy Williams' father, discovered the group. In 1962, the 4 Osmond were cast over a 7-year period on NBC's The Andy Williams Show, a musical variety program. They also appeared in 9 episodes of 1963 through 1964 ABC Western television series The Travels of Jake McFeathers, with Alan in the role of young Micaiah Kissel. During much of the Osmond's career, Alan, being the oldest of the group, was the band's creative leader, playing piano and guitar, co-writing many of their songs with Merle and Wayne, co-producing most of the recordings and arranging the dance choreography along with Jay. He nevertheless seldom sang anything more than backing vocals. In contrast to his younger brothers, leading the Osmonds at a young age, Alan was called number 1 by his brothers. He mostly stopped performing with the group after 2007, and what he professed to be his final performance with them was October 13, 2018, in Honolulu, although a new Blaisdell Arena in Honolulu. Although Alan did appear for a get-together with Jay, Wayne, and Merle in 2019, as peer request for their sister Mary Osmond's 60th birthday. He was still writing songs at the time of his last performances, including a composition to celebrate the centennial anniversary of RM Utah. Alan, like all the Osmonds, was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Alan enlisted in the California Army National Guard in the late 1960s. He served on the Fort Ord in Northern California as an artillery unit clerk. During his time in the service, he was known as the Mormon Dream. Osmond was also known to sing Bob Dylan, Elvis Presley, and Johnny Cash songs during his time in the California Army National Guard, his favorites being Hound Dog and Country Pie. Wow. In 1980, Alan Osmond, along with his brother Merle Osmond, created Staying on Fire, which was become one of the largest Independence Day celebrations in the United States. He stated that this, along with his move into country music in the early 1980s, was a reflection of their patriotic values. We're kind of flag wavers. You find that in the country arena too. In September 2024, Osmond released his autobiography, One Way Ticket. Osmond began to experience dysfunction in his right hand during an Osmond Brothers concert in 1987. He was later diagnosed with progressive multiple sclerosis, which he publicly announced during AMDA Labor Day telethon in 1994. The Osmond brothers initially adjusted their routines to accommodate Alan's condition before he was forced to retire from the road in the late 1990s. Osmond credited his faith and belief in the persistence of the soul with giving him hope and optimism for the future in the face of his condition. Osmond married Susan Pinegar, at the time a cheerleader at Brigham Young University, on July 16, 1974. He and his son had 8 sons, including entertainer David and Nathan Osmond. Osmond had initially warned his children against following him into the entertainment business because of the touring commitments, but later relented, saying his pride in his children, following in the Osmond family tradition. The 4 oldest performed as the Osmond Boys, beginning in 1976. 1986, and later expanded to include the younger brothers as the Osmond second generation. At the time of his death, he had 30 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren. Prior to his marriage, Osmond dated extensively, including a brief courtship with singer Karen Carpenter in the early 1970s. Osmond died in his home in Lehigh, Utah on April 20th, 2026 at the age of 76. He had spent a week hospitalized in intensive care before returning home to receive hospice care for days before his death. In November 2021, Alan and Osmond were honored as pilots of Utah Valley. In 2000, Alan Osmond received the Tori Curran Spirit of Life Award from the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. In his acceptance speech, he stated that he had done some time in the military reserve and that he had taken character lessons from Chuck Norris, both of which reinforced the "you can do it" attitude that he learned from his father. His motto was, "I may have Ames, but Ames does not have me." He ran the One Heart Foundation, which Alan and his wife founded, and also worked as a motivational speaker. In 1986, Alan and his brothers were granted honorary lifetime membership into the Society for the Preservation of the Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America.